What's up everyone, it's Tony here, and I have a very special treat for you all today. I'm standing up on the foredeck of a 54-meter Mangusta super yacht. This incredible high-performance yacht was first delivered in 2020. It's built entirely out of aluminum, and it features 7 staterooms. On board, we can also house up to 9 crew members. It's 497 gross tons, and there are so many incredible features on board this yacht. Mangustas are extremely popular, and as you watch this tour, you're going to see exactly why. As mentioned, it's 54 meters in length, or 177 feet. You have an 8.89 meter beam, or 29 feet and 2 inches, and you have a draft of 2.31 meters, or 7 feet and 7 inches, which is actually pretty shallow for a yacht of this size. Thank you, of course, to the FGI Yacht Group for granting me access on board. This is an amazing listing, and I'm very excited to bring it to you all today. And since we're up here on the foredeck, we will completely cover it now. You can see your massive winches and bollards, and then also, of course, your anchor chain. And underneath us in this space, underneath the jacuzzi, they actually have a large tender and toy storage garage with the garage door giving you access to the port side to release these into the water. So you can access that. We're not going to be able to go into it, but there's a hatch off of the foredeck, and there's also a hatch in the crew domain, and I will point that out so the crew can easily get into that garage and then release the tender into the water. And as you can see, we have a massive pool up here. And we also have the beautiful sun pads flanking either side, so you can really be involved in the action, even if you're not in the water. And underneath this section, this is where we have that tender garage I was talking about. And we also have the additional seating wrapped around this area and some small tables as well. And these Mangusta yachts are extremely sporty. It's absolutely gorgeous from the profile perspective. All right, we've seen enough of the foredeck. As much as I love to hang out here all day, there is a lot of super yacht to see. This is the windshield leading into the bridge. We'll see that later on. And you do have wing stations on either side of the bridge, so it's very easy for the crew to dock this massive vessel. Or rather, the wing stations at least make it a little bit easier. And as we head back, take note of how wide these side decks are. This door leads into the crew domain. We have these extremely thick stainless steel railings with the glass inserts. So from the inside, you don't lose out on any of those beautiful views. And it also looks like we have a massive door which can open up into the dining room. And you'll see that from the inside in just a few moments. But first, we're going to make our way back to the aft deck. And as we come around, you'll see the first alfresco dining space, as well as the TV that pops up. And because this is such a sporty and streamlined yacht, you don't have the additional sun deck up top. We just have a large upper deck, but both of these aft decks, whether it's the bridge deck aft or in this main level, they're both extremely large, so you still get plenty of real estate to play with. And you'll see that in the design, both from the dining room here, but then also if we continue back, we have this extremely large seating area. You could fit a lot of people on board for a party. And there's so much space here that even behind the large sofa, we still have a walkway with the glass railings. So you get incredible views in all different directions. And as you can see, you do have a TV facing both directions. So that's a nice little touch. And also this yacht features an incredible beach club, although I think there's a different photographer in there at the moment. So we're actually gonna head inside now, but I promise we will go back to the beach club. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And before we head inside, there's 3 things I need to ask of you. 1, please like the video. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And lastly, As we're going throughout the tour, if something stands out to you, please leave a comment down below because I love hearing your thoughts and I love to interact with you all in the comment section. All three of those things are absolutely free and it helps out with the YouTube algorithm, so it is greatly appreciated. And with all of that out of the way, let's head inside this beautiful Mangusta super yacht. As you would expect, we have powered glass doors. So if we push this button, we can make our way inside. You'll see the small table arrangement over here. And I don't think I mentioned it before, but this yacht is named GoldenEye. Absolutely stunning. And here we will see the main salon. And I love the configuration of the different materials and the layout in here. We have the lovely high gloss woods, but then we also have a different tone with the flooring, while combining that with softer materials on the walls. And of course, everyone's favorite, or at least my favorite, all of the accent lighting. It really elevates this space. And then once again, a TV that rises up in the middle. We have floor-to-ceiling windows on either side. I mean, take a look at the size of this. It's incredible. So you get a lot of natural light in here. And also, you can see the handle here. This is a door that will open up across. And we saw that same thing while we were coming back on the port side from the outside. And here we can see the beautiful dining arrangement. And these chairs are from Fendi. And once again, the TV also faces this way, so you have coverage from every single area. But if you don't feel like you need one, of course these will drop down, and then you have the seamless transition between the two spaces. Now over here, this is where we find the galley and also entrance to the crew domain. We're not going to go there yet, but we will be going into the crew domain. I know for many of you, you love seeing those areas, and I promise we're going to go into them. But for now, let's continue forward on this main level. We have an extremely large door on the side deck. And then a very interesting thing about this yacht, instead of the staircase going up that you normally see, in the foyer, we just have this beautiful design. And we have a staircase leading down to the guest cabins. But to get access to the upper deck, you either access it from outside on the aft deck, or you access it from the galley area. And I'll show you how you can get around later on in the video. But that is one interesting standout feature. And also, we have the extra large ceiling heights in here. You can see all this additional real estate above the door. Accented beautifully, of course, and also with the mirror above this door, that increases the feeling in here of all the volume. It's already a huge space, and that just adds to it. But enough about this foyer. Let's continue forward. We have very thick doors, as you can see. Mangusta are known for their quality builds, and they're also known for their very high-performing yachts, and this one is no exception. But you can see the dayhead. And then continuing forward, the owner's suite is located on the main deck. This door will grant you access into the crew domain. But if we step through this door, first we have a massive walk-in closet. It's currently not open. Unfortunately, we can't have it open at the show, but this is a fold-out balcony. I'll talk more about that in a moment. But then here is the rest of the room. Accented beautifully. I love the interior design as well. You have all of that beautiful Italian styling while not being completely over the top. I think they did a beautiful mix. And also, your dressing table is right over here. Now this is a Jack and Jill bathroom, although you can walk through it. So you can see over here, the first vanity, and then through this door, you have the toilet. And also very large windows. I mean, look at that. Probably the best view you'll ever get when you're on the toilet. And then if we come through here, you'll find the shower in the middle. And I think there's a small window to the pool underneath. So that's pretty cool. You get some natural light in here. There's a huge rainfall shower head. And of course, this is stone lined and we have a very large bench. And just for you guys, I will walk through this shower. Let's close this in. Sorry, I know it's a bit echoey in here. But then we can come across to the other side where it's mirrored to the last. Same thing. What a beautiful view. And I also really like the mix they have on the store. I think we also had it on the walls out here, so you can get a better view of that. This is a mix of leather, and then I don't know if it's Alcantara, or at least it's an Alcantara-like material. And as much as I would love to stay on this main deck all day, there's still a ton of super yacht to see. So let's continue on. And we will now head down to the guest cabins. And a feature I noticed during my preview walkthrough, first of all, we have a very thick and beautifully designed railing, but also, I don't know if this will show better from up here or down below, but you can see the wood flooring. You can see how each step, the floor from up here curves directly into the staircase. Visually, this is absolutely stunning. I think it looks really good in person, so I hope it's picking up well on camera. And when I come down, I'll turn around to see if that still shows from a better angle. There we go, I think you can see it maybe a little better. Little details like that really elevate a space for me. It's one thing to just have high quality materials throughout, but it's another to design them well and build them with quality craftsmanship to make it all come together. And clearly on this yacht, they've done a great job of that. Before we go see the forward guest cabins, back here, you'll notice there's a door. I mentioned that there's 7 cabins in total, and technically, these 2 cabins back here could be used for staff members, whether that's an assistant, or when I was walking around with the Stu, she told me they're called the bodyguard cabins. But these could be used for guests also, or any other staff member. Of course, this is your yacht, so you have the flexibility to use it however you like. But bodyguard cabins is what she told me. But these are still finished extremely nicely, so more than adequate for a guest space. And I'll show you the room across the hall. Even these rooms have the massive rainfall shower heads. And then back here in this hallway, through this door, and we'll go there in a little bit, in here, this is where we can access the crew domain directly, so the crew can easily get in here and service all the guest cabins. So there's one door here, there's another thick door here. So if it is for guests, you could just leave this door open, or if you have staff back here, you could have this door closed. But then back up into this hallway, we have mirrored cabins on either side. And again, this is an extremely wide hallway, just like the side decks outside. In these ones, they feature a toilet and bidet, in addition to the stone-lined showers. And they also have a bench inside. Also, it looks like there's a secret Pullman, and actually didn't even notice this at first. So that's integrated extremely nicely, so you could even fit more guests on board if you needed to. Let's see if the other room has the same thing. It looks like it does. I didn't even notice that during my preview walkthrough. It's always good whenever they have a Pullman. It's nice for the flexibility, but also the fact that they're integrated so seamlessly into the wall. That's always really smart from a design perspective. And also while we're here, if you're new to the channel, then welcome of course. My name is Tony, and every single week we post a brand new yacht or super yacht tour. So I hope you're enjoying yourself if you're new, and also if you've been here a while, I also hope you're enjoying yourself. Whether you've been here a while or not, I appreciate all your support. Now let's head back to the mirrored VIP cabins. I like how in each room they have beautiful designs and they're all slightly different from each other. You can see one small closet right here. And then we also have additional storage space along the wall and another closet here. We have double vanities in the en-suites, toilet and bidet, and another really large shower. And these ones also have the windows. And last but not least, there's one more cabin to check out. And it's going to be mirrored to the last. I love this headboard configuration. And the en-suites are exactly the same. All right, we've officially seen every single guest cabin on board. Now it's time we head back upstairs. I know I'm repeating myself at this point, but there is still so much yacht to see. And in addition to the curves, I love how each of these steps, you have the mirrors underneath them. Sometimes it's hard to convey how beautiful a space is, because on camera it doesn't pick up the exact same way as it does in person. But I think in this case, it's coming through the lens. So this is back out into the dining room, and there's also a pocket door which can close off this area right here. And then let's head around to the galley. So here you can see extremely large freezers and refrigerators. You also have the double sink. Looks like our dishwasher, our cooktop and oven, and then a very large wine fridge over here. And all of this is located just off of another very wide hallway, in addition to the side access door for the crew. Now this is a very large prep space for the stews. You can see a sink, more cold storage underneath. Now forward from the stew prep area, we have additional cold storage right here. Here we can see a massive IT closet. You have a lot of systems on board a super yacht like this. So we have multiple racks. And then if we head down this staircase, this is where we find the crew mess. And we have 9 crew members on board. So this door will actually lead over to the guest cabins, and you already saw the opposite side of this door down in the guest cabins. You can see they have a sink, dishwasher, refrigerator, microwave, a TV mounted on the wall, and the expandable table. And then up this hallway, we'll find all the crew cabins. This is the laundry room. We have permission to enter this single crew cabin. You'll find that right here. So pretty good size. It's all finished very nicely with the millwork. And you can also see a pretty large ensuite once again. So a huge thank you to the crew for letting me invade their space. I know all of you guys love to see the crew area. So the crew cabins continue down here. This ladder actually leads up to the tender garage, which is underneath the foredeck. And then on the port side, we have a garage door. There's another crew cabin here. We already saw the laundry room. And then the captain's cabin is also located down on this level. So coming back up the stairs, earlier I mentioned you either have to get upstairs from the outside or from a staircase over here. So just as a quick refresher, you have the dining room, main salon, the galley, the prep space for the stews. Up this staircase, this will bring us to the bridge, and then also you can get access to the upper deck. And of course, we have a very modern, very stylish bridge up here. We have the settee over here, all of your communications equipment, a side access door, and then take a look at this helm station. You still have the compass mounted on the center line, and 4 large multifunction displays. Here you can monitor all of your tanks. You can see the camera system monitoring the aft perspective. And also, this is where we started the tour, just in front of the pool. And then we have twin captain's chairs, both of them with a control on each armrest. So you don't have to lean forward. If you're sitting back, relaxing while you're underway, you can steer from right here. Technically, it's a massive raised pilot house yacht because we have the small pilot house here, doors leading out to the side decks. And then through this door, this will bring us up to the Skylounge and then out to the bridge deck aft. And you wouldn't expect anything less. Once again, this is an extremely stylish area. You have these sweeping window designs. And you can see you have multiple spots to hang out and relax. And with the windows like this, I think this contributes to that striking look from the outside. You get those sweeping lines. And of course, another TV that comes up. And although this is a pretty large space, it's still not the largest Skylounge we've ever seen. But as mentioned earlier, they really incorporated fantastic areas to enjoy when you're on the outside decks. So whether it's the main level or this upper level or up on the foredeck, you have so much space to enjoy. And let's be real, when you're on a yacht, you really want to be outside, close to the water. So this yacht has that perfect blend of nice interior spaces, but also more than enough outdoor spaces to really satisfy your needs. And you'll see the speakers built in the ceiling, as well as a skylight, although there's currently a shade over it. Back here, this would probably be a great place for a game of poker. And then you also have a day head on this level. And I promised a very beautiful deck out on this bridge deck. So let's continue through another powered glass door. These doors are absolutely silent and smooth when they're opening. And I really like how this entrance forms. We have 2 small steps leading down. This first area is protected by the hardtop. And then we have the shade that can be put up just aft of that. Don't mind me, let me just tidy up for a second. Looks like this pillow fell off. But here we'll find a bar area. So let's see what's behind the bar. owner was actually on board while I was filming, or when I was doing my preview walk, I should say. So I didn't actually come out here during my preview. So this is all new to me. It looks like storage, your sink that you can obviously see. And then here we go, the refrigerator and the ice maker. I said that backwards. Refrigerator and ice maker. And then we have a beautiful alfresco dining space. The table has these beautiful stainless steel accent pieces, as well as the glass. And then if you want your entire party to hang out, you have more than enough space to do so. We have seating that wraps around this entire area. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Would you rather have a meal up here on this deck, at this table, or would you prefer to have it on the lower deck? Or maybe some of you prefer to eat inside, and if that's the case, let me know in the comments. Either way, you have 3 beautiful dining spaces. And then just so it all makes sense of how you can get around this yacht, I will take you back up to the foredeck for just a moment. Here is the other staircase, which grants you access to the space. So you either do it from the pilot house like we saw, or through this staircase, which is seamlessly integrated into the frame of the yacht. So we have a choice to make. You can either go forward or aft. We'll go forward just so you can see how this all makes sense. Hey. Excuse me. And this is just going to approach the foredeck from the opposite side. We already came back on the port side, but you'll see another wing station, the side access door to the bridge. You have storage in some of these compartments. And then here, once again, this beautiful foredeck area. That's something I always harp on these super yachts. You need to utilize all of the spaces you have, and this foredeck does an incredible job of that. But also, from just a simple design of the yacht, you almost have to, because you don't have the sun deck. If you really think about it, this foredeck almost acts as a sun deck area because it's so large. You get the huge pool, adequate sun pads on either side, in addition to all the seating. So you get all of the use of a tri-deck super yacht with the sun deck and other large outdoor spaces combined with one of the sexiest profiles you could ever see on a 177-foot yacht. It's kind of blending the best of both worlds. And also, I mentioned earlier, Mangusta super yachts, they are high-performing yachts, so we have fantastic engines on board. Speaking of which, let's head back and check those out. And also, I know some of you might be thinking, is Tony gonna forget about the beach club? But that's not the case. We're gonna head back there now, actually, and then we will see the engine room. I'm just gonna back up for a second because I don't know if that picked up very well. From the bottom of the staircase, sorry if that looked weird, I apologize, I was walking backwards. We have the side access door to the foyer, but then it's a very straight line through the dining room in the main salon. But then if you notice, the glass follows the curvature of the yacht. It's a subtle little touch that I think looks so luxurious and so classy. Let me see, I'll walk pretty slowly to see if you can pick that up. But as you'll see, the glass starts to cut away, and you'll also notice it, maybe this is a good reference point, the lines in the teak, you'll see how it curves to the right. So a little detail like that, I think just elevates the space. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. All right, now we're back down. We're going down to the beach club. This entire transom wall will fold up, giving you a seamless look on the back of the yacht. But also, as you can see how it's displayed now, this entire area will fold out for a swim platform. And then also you'll see the passerelle, so you can make your way on board. And as we focus in the center, you'll see the beautiful staircases leading up on either side. This yacht has a very grand appearance from the aft perspective. And then we're gonna head inside the beach club. And this area could really be customized to your liking. It looks like we have vents for climate control. And then over here, we have a day head. So if you're out in the water, you don't want to go dripping wet all throughout the boat, you can just come back here on the swim platform. And then this is mirrored to each other on either side. We have the beautiful wood accents. The entire area is teak lined, of course. And then we have these sun pads / sofa areas. We have a TV mounted also on either side. And as mentioned, these are mirrored to each other. And maybe you noticed, why is that teak lined? It's not folded out on this side, but on the other side, you'll see it on display. You can see the L-shaped seating. Once again, the TV, as well as your fold-out terrace. So this is absolutely incredible that you get that on either side. And I don't want to step on the sofa. I think that would be rude. So let's walk around and I'll show that to you. So here you can see the fold-out terrace. This is such an incredible inside-out area. And really, to me, this is a standout feature on this yacht. You could also put some gym equipment here if you wanted to. You have a lot of flexibility here. So of course, comment down below. Let me know, would you leave it as a beach club? Would you add some gym equipment? What would you do in this space? Either way, there's no wrong answer. It's just an incredible area. And also, I didn't open this door. That's just a storage closet. And I think we only have one more area to see. And that would be the engine room located through this door. And luckily, this is perfect timing. We have a couple clients coming on board. So I think we were pretty efficient with the amount of time we had on board. So this is a ladder, so you do have to be somewhat careful going down. I think we're able to do this one-handed while holding the camera. As I say that, I bumped the camera against the wall. No big deal. It's just a several $1,000 camera. Oops. I'm just kidding, guys. It's fine. My camera's very durable. And this ladder will bring us directly into the chief engineer's office. And as you can see, they're able to monitor everything. And then through this door, we're going to see the engines. And you may have thought, oh, this probably has two engines like every other yacht Tony's touring, but you would be wrong. This yacht, as you can see, has 4 high-performance MTU engines. Of course, you have other equipment on board for long-distance cruising, like water makers. Let's walk down the center for a moment, and you'll find the generators. And I know I've been hyping it up, so let's talk about these engines. 4 engines, especially these engines, it's absolutely incredible. These are MTU 16V 2000 M96L engines, rated at 2,638 horsepower each. That's right, each. Giving you a top speed of this all aluminum super yacht, 177 feet or 54 meters. Your top speed is 29 knots. That is absolutely flying on a yacht of this size. You can cruise comfortably, easily at 21 knots, and you'll get 1,500 nautical miles of range. Now, if you drop it down to displacement speeds, you can obviously go much further, but this yacht is built to cruise at a fast speed, so you can have a lot of fun out on the water. So clearly, whether you're going fast or slow, it's a very capable super yacht. And I love pointing out little bits of engineering like you see over here. These yachts, and one of the main reasons I even got into this, These are so impressive how they're designed and engineered. All right, so a very well lit, clean, professionally maintained engine room. And we'll see where the clients are currently, because if you've been a fan of this channel, you know I like to give you one more look at some of the beautiful areas before we sign off. So let's head upstairs. We already saw the foredeck multiple times, so maybe we'll head into the main salon. Perfect timing. Thank you so much to the FGI Yacht Group for granting us access on board. This is an amazing 54-meter Mangusta listing. I'll link it down below, of course. Comment down below, let me know what you think of this one, and also like the video if you enjoyed it. And as mentioned before, whether you're new or you've been here a while, I appreciate all your support, and we will catch you next time.